It is Ahsoka Tano Thursday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. Just as the gym coach taught us to first warm up before the main event and then to cool down before we hit the showers, we're going to follow a similar paradigm tonight. The view of reality that supports letting go is the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. It is known by many names, including Mahayoga's Wisdom Warm-Up. Let's begin with an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra. Oh, won't you please chant with me? I invoke teachers on loving action of mindfulness and meditation, as well as the Hung View supporting release that the Benzatantric Guru teaches Pema enlightenment and city abilities who may be mastered by all. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors or similes. Having dispensed with the, what's it called? Disclaimer. Let's get down to it. To keep track of our first of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we could touch the tip of our thumb to our left index finger and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce at our crown. Oh, won't you please chant with me? May we see how all circumstances or lots as appearing, yet void as a paradise of light could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. Now we take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. So, during the inhalation, we silently and mentally recite the first line. During the exhalation, we physically relax as best we can. While we physically relax while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. On our right hand, each finger counts 1 breath, and each set of creases counts 1 repetition. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 Om To keep track of our second of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we could gently touch the tip of our left thumb to our left middle finger and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. May we feel how all bodies or forms as sensual yet void as a Buddha's archetype of light could be as impermanent and interdependent. As if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Good evening and welcome to this live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Please do not wait until the end of the live stream. Rather, strike while the iron is hot. To keep track of our third of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we could touch the tip of our left thumb to our left ring finger and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our abdomen. May we hear how what interpersonal speech could... Sorry, I got turned around. May we hear how all interpersonal speech as resounding yet void as a mantra of light could be as impermanent and interdependent. As if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 So during our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can as we strive to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. And once you've memorized your this mantra, then I recommend resting your eyes, not focusing, but just gently resting your eyes on the word speech, And that way it'll feel like you'll get the visceral experience of communication becoming less and less graspable. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. To keep track of our 4th of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we can touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left little finger, then rest this hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Please chant with me. May we feel how all minds as lucid yet void as a seed hung of light could be, as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast and deep void. Like the illusion of the infinite outer sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be not graspable to the hand. So I'm going to hit pause for a quick edit. Please bear with me. What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for pictures. I'm looking for Buddhist yoga. I'm looking for Kuntu Zangpo. I'm looking for Tigle. Yes, I'm looking for this bad boy right here. Whoops, I guess I'm not. Let's, whoops. Let's cut that. And hit insert again. And this time hit this bad boy right here. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Oh, yes. That's helpful. Okay. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 And here we go, one last edit. This is a double edit because first I'm inserting an image, or trying to, or talking about it. And then I'm sliding the image behind the text. And then I am moving it all about. It's kind of like the hokey pokey. But fellow philosophers have wondered, is that really what it's all about? So quick like a bunny, I'm going to check how it looks in the display. That's passable. Let's make it a little bit smaller this way, a little bit smaller this way, and see if that doesn't help. Close enough for government work. Fabulous. Thank you for your patience. Let's move on. And now, at last, we come. Let us turn to the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, known as Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation, after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that you will not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So we could think of Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation as being like a speeder. It's beautiful, it's very cool, it moves fast, but it travels on a force field. And this force field we might describe as Hatha Yoga's energy work. There are many forms of energy work. My favorite is mudra, finger gesture oriented energy work, which is just deliciously salacious, isn't it? To keep track of our first of 4 collections of our left hand's 8 sets and our right hand's 8 repetitions. There are 3 things we must do. Whoops, that's weird. Okay. So weird. Okay. So, we count our sets. We count our repetitions on our right hand. Every time we inhale, we can advance our right thumb over the span of 8 inhalations. We could advance our thumb thusly: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Upon our left hand, we can count sets, beginning always with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 repetitions. But it gets really interesting when we get to our collections, for we keep track of our first collection by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger and setting these 2 hands palms up in our lap so that our thumbs can happily count creases. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce within the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Please chant with me. The nudity of the octuple couple sporting in tantric union reminds us of the vulnerability so crucial to the watching the antics of mind that is the mindfulness hidden within each inhalation and revealed by the demonstrative pronoun this. The key to mindfulness lies in silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, for that is the key to accessing our sympathetic nervous system to help us notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. But notice what? Mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. But what do we do with these things? We meditate. But how does that work? We silently and mentally recite the 1-syllable verb during each exhalation, causing us to release so powerfully that what we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less solid, less permanent, and less defining. Let's practice together right now as a team. Welcome to this evening's live stream. To keep track of our second collection of our left hand's 8 sets and our right hand's 8 repetitions, we can play with Bengali crease counting. We can advance our right thumb during each inhalation. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we could advance our thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, just as in a gym, as you might do 3 sets of 10 reps, we do the same thing with meditation. So we're going to count our 8 sets of 8 reps on our left hand, always beginning with the little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 8 reps. 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 reps. Now, clearly, if you wanted to, you could do 12 sets of 12 reps, but that would take you more time. And few people have the stamina to do marathon meditation sessions. Better to do 60 minutes twice a day than 90 minutes and then feel an aversion and not do it again for 6 months. No one needs that. So we keep track of our second collection by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger in our lap, palms up, so that our thumbs can happily count creases. As a fringe benefit, we gently invite as a fringe benefit, our subtle energies are gently invited to coalesce into the navel region of our mid-abdomen. Please chant with me. The translucence of the all-good father and mother depicted in paintings remind us of the fleeting experience of impermanence and ungraspability, so common to relaxing into the nature of mind that is meditation, hidden within each exhalation and revealed by the monosyllabic verb ease. The late Tuku Tundup explained that mindfulness was simply watching the play of mind, while noticing vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly mind's antics of perception. Seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emoting, intending, thinking, recalling, and imagining. The easiest way to do this is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. What do we do during our exhalation? Tulku Tundup explained that meditation was simply relaxing into the nature of mind. For as we exhale, we can release to such a degree that which we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel a trifle less solid, less permanent, and less defining. Let's give it a go, and please remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. Do not wait till the end of the live stream. By then, my brains will have transformed into jello. Instead, strike while the iron is hot. That way it is best for both of us. Welcome to this evening's live stream. To keep track of our third of 4 collections, of our left hand's 8 sets, and our right hand's 8 repetitions, we can use Bengali crease counting. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we can advance our thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just like in the gym, we might do 3 sets of 10 reps. We're going to count 8 sets on our left hand, always beginning with the little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a third metric, and that's our collection. We keep track of our third collection by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger in our lap, palms up, so that our thumbs can happily count creases. Now, yes, this is complex, but repetition is the mother of skill. Come to these live streams once every 12 hours, and within a week or two, you can master this entire system. Playing with our hands in this way gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. Please chant with me. The beauty of Kundu Zongbu Yum-Yums reminds us of the highest. Love which is not the product of contrite focus or analysis, but rather the spontaneous side effect of the mindfulness and meditation that calm our anxious and aggressive amygdala and stimulate our empathetic anterior cingulate gyrus. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So let's take a moment to explore mindfulness and meditation through the lens of neuroscience. I gotta wet my whistle for this bad boy. Sturgeon's law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks. That suckiness could look like being conditioned by late-stage capitalism to be rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, superstitious, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. From this point of view, it might make total sense for a teacher to advise their students to actively focus and actively analyze. They might give them fancy Sanskrit names, but the only way to do those things is to rely upon disparate, discrete neural pathways such as those found in our medial prefrontal cortex and our dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Overwork this area of your brain and it will trigger your amygdala, your almond-sized center or seat of anxiety and aggression. And how darkly ironic is it that the majority of meditation instruction will rob us of the peace that we turn to meditation to acquire? Yep. Fortunately, evolution's got our back, because every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, we are wired to access the sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the, the middle third of our spinal cord. This bad boy has evolved not to focus, but instead to merely notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. The opposite of concentration. Now, what is it that we have evolved to notice? We have evolved to notice mind's antics of perception. You know, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, such as emoting, intending, reasoning, recalling, and imagining. Now, because of the conditioning latent within late-stage capitalism, our cerebral cortex tends to ignore, if not directly oppose, our sympathetic nervous system. But here's the cool thing. When we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, doing so increases the probability of our cerebral cortex cooperating with our sympathetic nervous system. That begs the question, what are we to do with that which we notice? And the answer is meditate. You see, every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are already wired by evolution to effortlessly and automatically access the parasympathetic nervous system, divided between the lower third of our spinal cord as well as the upper third. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to help us to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release, to the point where that which we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel a trifle less solid, less permanent, and even less defining. And again, we're able to throw a rock through the plate glass window of our cerebral cortices' tendencies to repress our parasympathetic nervous system by silently and mentally reciting the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. Doing so induces our cerebral cortex to cooperate with our parasympathetic nervous system. We already have a sympathetic nervous system wired to notice. We already have a parasympathetic nervous system wired to release. We sit in meditation to use our faculty of intention to train our brain to cooperate with the various facets of our autonomic nervous system. Let's meditate. Oh yes, I failed to mention. 2 fringe benefits of regularly training in mindfulness and meditation is this. Number 1, it calms the aggression and anxiety of our almond-shaped and sized amygdala. And number 2, it stimulates our anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy and compassion and love. Let's dig in. We come to our fourth of 4 collections of our left hand's 8 sets and our right hand's 8 repetitions. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just as in a gym where you might do 8 sets of 8 reps, we're going to count our 8 sets on our left hand, always beginning with the little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We keep track of our fourth collection by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger in our lap, palms up so that our thumbs can happily count creases. As a fringe benefit, our subtle energies are gently invited to coalesce at our crown. Let us now explore the third benefit of mindfulness and meditation. Please chant with me. Oh my goodness, I'm falling off my meditation cushion. Oh my goodness. Ugh. In the stability with which sky blue Samanta Mandara sits, and the abandon with which cloud white Samanta Bandari sports, reminds us of the centered spontaneity with which our choices, utterances, and deeds could flow in the effortless effort of the sixfold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Allow me to remind you that the most efficient way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Doing so helps us to notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. The most efficient way to practice meditation is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation, which causes what we perceived during our previous inhalation to fleetingly feel a trifle less solid, less permanent, and even less defining. Let's meditate. By the way, welcome to this evening's live stream. We're now going to switch gears from silent meditation to mantra meditation. In preparation, let's chant an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra together. I invoke teachers on loving action, on mindfulness and meditation, as well as the Hungvi supporting release that the Benza Tantric. Guru teaches Pema enlightenment and siddhi abilities, Hung may be mastered by all. During our inhalation, silently and mentally, we can recite, relaxing into this. But what is this? This is whatever we notice during our inhalation. Whatever we notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. Whether it be a perception, an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or an imagining. Whether that which we perceive is external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. The seventh enlightenment factor is equanimity. And what that means is simply having the same solution to every problem, whether we are enduring the beauty or ugliness, harmony or discord, pleasure or pain, deliciousness or disgust, fragrance or foulness. Whether we're experiencing a good emotion, a painful emotion, or a pleasurable emotion, a dark intention or a light intention, whatever's going on, it's the same response. We notice it as we breathe in, and as we breathe out, we do two things. We physically relax, while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. And we keep track of it thusly. Each finger represents 1 breath, and each set of creases represents 1 repetition, for a total of 12. Om Mahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. Om Mahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. Om Mahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. If you are an energy worker, if you practice something like Reiki or pranic healing or some such thing, then this type of meditation can really, really aid your body or your energy work. Om Mahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 So this evening, we've practiced Mahayoga's wisdom warm-up. We practiced Anu Yoga's energy work. We practiced Ati Yoga's mindfulness and meditation. And now it's time to close things out with Mahayoga's compassionate cool down, also known as mantra loving kindness. I'm not sure if you can tell in this image here, but this is supposed to be Kylo Ren healing ray. I'm not sure if this is the best image or not. But anywho, loving kindness comprises 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we can just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors with statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. So, to keep track of our sixth collection of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we can touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left little finger and rest our left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. And welcome to this evening's live stream. May we be a font of blessing for all upon who we think or who think of us. Together. May all minds of all beings know be as peacefully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a Jigme one syllable zero bija mantra lucidity and void. So we take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hun. 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 The mental morality of kind intention is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. To keep track of the 7th of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions, we could touch the tip of our left thumb to our left ring finger and gently rest this left hand upon our left thigh. May we be a font of blessing for all who we listen to, speak to, or speak of, and for all who listen to us, speak to us, or speak of us, even if it's trash talking. May all, of course, now I'm thinking about the Bee Gees song, Jive Talking. Anyway. May all relationships or speech of all beings know be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech symbolized by a multisyllabic mantra resounding yet void. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hun. 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 The interpersonal morality of kind communication is the third fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. We could keep track of the 8th of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions by gently touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger, and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. May we be a font of blessing for all who we touch or who touch us. Together. May all bodies or forms of all beings know and enjoy the beautiful health represented by Buddha statuary, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined yet dominant type of enlightenment, sensual yet void. So we take all those words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. During our inhalation, we recite those same 6 syllables. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant these 12 syllables 3 times per breath. And if you're a returning student and you are already comfortable with these 12 syllables, then you may want to not concentrate, but gently rest your eyes upon the word health to help with your loving intention. Om Ahum Binzu Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 The physical morality of kind conduct is the 4th fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. We now come to the final practice of tonight's session, so let's make the most of it. We keep track of our 9th of 9 collections of our right hand's 12 mantra repetitions by gently touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger and resting this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce at our crown. May we be a font of blessing for all who we see or who see us. I think we can all agree that it would be lovely if all beings everywhere were freed from the tyrannical cruelty of others. Sexism, racism, Islamophobia, homophobia, exploitation, classism, fascism, jingoism, and genocide. Let us open our heart big enough to embrace all beings everywhere. May all circumstances or lots of all beings know have the safe fortune or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or Avanti, appearing yet void. Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. Om. 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 Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. The circumstantial morality of kind commerce is the fifth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. My fellow geeks, don't panic, for the meaning of life, the universe, and everything is 42. If you feel that I've earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. I very much look forward to, in 10 and 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's dawn meditation class and group practice. And if you are indeed as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.